We're going to get our micro talk started right now.
Is it the forward button?
Forward.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for showing up today.
Great.
We've had an amazing set of micro talks, and our first panel, Hip Hop and Video Games, just finished. Thank you very much for sitting in. Give yourselves a round of applause for coming out today. All right, we're going to keep this show going. But before we do, I just want to get another yeah from all of you because I love hearing your voices. So, are y'all ready to get this show going?
I'm good.
You never fail me. I love this. All right, we're going to keep it going. We have the Decoy Games brothers up here. We have Ahmed and Khalil, and they're going to share with us their successes on their game, Swimsanity.
Get this started. Let them know, cool.
All right, so we're Decoy Games. We're a team of 3. It's me, my brother Ahmed, and also Chris is our artist. Big shouts to Chris, does all the art in our game. We're self-taught developers, and we thought it'd be good to share our experience from nothing to self-publish on consoles, and kind of share how you guys can take those experiences home and start hopefully on your own games as well. We currently work on a game right now called Swimsanity. It's actually playing downstairs, really fun. So after this, go and try it out.
Please go try it.
Yes, a lot of fun. We've gotten a lot of accolades over the years from going to different conventions, whether in New York or Boston, California. It's going to be releasing on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. I'm hyped. Let's go. I am just as excited as I am anxious and nervous about that. So yeah, the thing we really pride ourselves on is that we're self-taught developers. We did not go to game development school. We learned everything online on YouTube, free tutorials online and such. We're also self-funded, right? So we did this all part-time while working non-development jobs. And the other thing we are is also self-published. So being able to work part-time allowed us to also bring our game to market. Our whole point today is that you can do these things on your own. You can start today working on your games on your own and get it to console. And one thing that we want to kind of dispel here is that you do not need a publisher to make a game or make a game on console. If you're willing to take on the responsibilities, you can do these things on your own. You just need a plan, and hopefully we can kind of help you out with that plan today.
Yeah, so we're going to go step through like a 5-thing process of how we can go through this, how it was with our journey, but I want to show you how you guys can do it as well. So step 1, you got to make a good game. Let's just be honest. If your game kind of sucks, we could just end this presentation right now. So making a good game, having people play it is a big thing. But preparing for visibility, number 2. So making sure you guys are ready to actually show it to the rest of the world, right? What does it take to do that? Third is showcasing and networking. So what does it mean to showcase and how you network and how you can do that in a special way so that console publishers can actually go see you. Fourth is console approval. So at this point, you maybe did all the work, and now you got to throw that pitch out to them and get your dev kits and kind of get started. And lastly, having a strategy, marketing in the end. How are you going to get this to the masses and how people are going to catch on to this game? So we'll step through that. You only have 10 minutes, so it's going to be a little quick. So hopefully you guys enjoy this quick presentation. If not, we're also just going to show you a bunch of cosplayers that were at our conventions while we're doing it, okay? All right, so first step, guys. So how did we make a good game? So as Khalil said, we're self-taught, so just making a game in general. We went online in our tutorials. It started off as a Flash game, but really bringing it to the Unity engine, it was just going online and not really taking things necessarily from classes or things like that. But to make it good, we had a lot of people play it. Our friends and really honest people just come in and tell us if it sucks and kind of iterate over on a process. And it took a good amount of time. So we wanted to do that before we actually got it out into the public. So once we kind of got their feedback, that's when we were going to move it out there and just see how the public reacts to it. So the thing that we say for you is, one, it's never too early to start game development. I get this question a lot. Where do I get started? There's a lot of ways to do it. With Unity and Unreal, you really could just download it and just start playing with it. You don't have to try to make this amazing game right away. Your first game is going to suck. Like, your first attempt won't be that great, and that's fine. It's an iterative process. And you want to make sure that you have game testers. So just friends, family. New York is an amazing community for gaming, so people just love playing different games, giving great feedback. So that's definitely something you want to do there.
And just to add that real quickly, as much as I love Swimsanity today, when Swimsanity first started, it was trash. It was just hot trash.
Yeah,
So,
it was mostly your code too.
mostly my code.
Before I got on.
I was solo developer at that point, so I'll take the brunt of that. So yeah, now you have a good game. People are telling you, hey, we're enjoying this game a lot. What's next? Prepare yourself for visibility. There's a step before you actually show your game to the public where you want to make sure that you're ready to put your game out there. So a big part of this is funding, right? It's really risky to go all in on indie development if you're not ready, right? Your game's not going to pull in any finances for at least a couple to a few years or more. So establishing yourself financially, our recommended way is to work any job that you can get, whether it's not development or non-development. Establish yourself, because things are a lot easier when you have some sort of funding while you're developing. Work nights and weekends. That's kind of the hustle that really gets a lot of indie developers by. Also have patience. You're not going to get this done overnight, right? It's going to be an iterative process. You're gonna mess up a few times, but at the end of the day, make a long-term plan. All right? So as I said before, have a funding plan. Before you actually go public, get social, right? Facebook pages, Twitter pages, Instagram. Discord's huge now. It gives you a way to actually communicate with your community, let them know the progress of your game, while also helping other developers and gamers as well. Get a professional website up and going. And one thing I want to mention is setting up a press kit. There's a really cool website called dopresskit.com. It allows you to create a very professional looking press kit with like step-by-step tutorials. So.
Yeah, even though you don't necessarily get a lot of traffic to your website, a lot of important people will see it, and
right.
You'll be surprised how many people kind of come there. And also media too, just to have that information all organized for them so they can throw it out. It just allows media to cover your game a lot easier. All right, next part, showcasing and networking. We love showcasing and networking, and I know you guys are probably sick of us coming to the shows over and over, but we love to kind of interact with you guys and going out there, so even these guys in banana suits. So the conventions, what they did for us, it allowed us to build our brand. It allowed us to network. So one of the things that we wanted to make sure we did is that we didn't come from some big company that might have created Assassin's Creed and say, hey, we are now creating our own game. Like, that might not be enough of a story for people to cover you. Like, we're just two brothers that came in and started developing. So how can we create that network for like a Nintendo or Microsoft to notice us? And we really used our showcases to do that. We really felt like our game showcased best in hands, and then to see people enjoying it was big for us. One of the things that you have to understand too is that this doesn't mean all big conventions. These are all sizes, and there's a lot of benefits from going for all sizes. So when you go to these conventions, the important thing is not just to look at, all right, there's 80,000 people going there, or to 30,000 or 100. It's about what are your goals in mind? Like, what are your goals for that show? Are you going to submit to a curation to kind of gain some accolades, trying to gain that over time? Are you trying to get in contact with media? Check what media is going to arrive there. Check the sponsors. One thing we always do is check sponsors going to a show. Like, that's why we go to a lot of shows. We have to check, okay, is Nintendo or Microsoft sponsoring this? Will they be there? Maybe this is one we should go to. I want to say one fact about the whole big versus small. I'm going to tell you two stories. These are true stories. All happened right here. Number one, with Microsoft, we actually wanted to be part of their pre-PAX open house. We submitted to, through an email, the event. We got rejected, and we saw that Microsoft was here. Walked up to their table. We went to the lady and asked her, like, can you please come down and play our game? We really want to be in it. She came down there, played the game. This is great. We got into the convention. Number two. Number two, Nintendo. So we were trying to get on Nintendo for a long time. We went to a lot of shows. We didn't see them around. I had a conversation for an hour with Nintendo. I didn't even know I was talking to them. Then he gave me my business card. I was like, oh my God, Nintendo, come back. I really want to be on your platform. That all happened here. We actually got on Nintendo here. We got pushed through Microsoft here. So it's not about going to PAX all the time, guys. This show is really good. Oh, by the way, Nintendo's in the building right there. Like, you guys should be bothering them right now all the time. That's why they're here. They want to see you guys. Like, this is your opportunity to try to get on platforms now, shows like this. So if you remember anything, please remember that.
Cool. So you made your contacts. You know, you've been connected with the media. You're getting traction. So now this is the console approval stage. How exactly do you get yourself on console, get dev kits and such? So we leveraged our contacts that we met through our several different conventions with Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. We made sure that we kept personal relationships with them even when we weren't ready to submit. To let them know that we were out there, we're active within the community, the game is still going well. One thing that people don't really know is you can actually submit at any time. So even if you have a game idea, you can submit to the platforms right now. We don't necessarily recommend that because, as you could imagine, there's a lot of indies doing the same exact thing. So you want to make sure you get yourself, it's just like applying to a job. You want to make sure you put yourself on a unique platform, and we feel the best way to do that is to leverage your contacts, right? Going to shows like this, as you said before, New York, you guys have so many great indie groups out here. Even the big shows, using those contacts, sending them an email, hey, I'm submitting. These people will actually help you, assuming that you have those contacts, they like the game and stuff. They can actually help you get to the top of the stack and accept your approval.
So you got approved, everything looks great. All right, you have your game, you got the acceptance, you got your dev kits, now you want to go to market strategy. So you got to strategize how you can get out there. For us, one thing we do is we ask for a lot of stuff that we know we're not really going to get, and then we might get some. So don't be afraid to ask things. So one thing that really helped Swimsanity was being on the Nintendo Nindies Showcase in spring. That was kind of just after meeting Nintendo at Game Does a Color. I just kept emailing him, calling him, and going to every show. We were like following him. We were kind of stalking him, to be honest, if I'll just be real. And just going through all of that, then we eventually got good contacts and were able to showcase us on there. It was a big thing for us to kind of get yourself out there. But one thing to understand is that once you made it this far, like leverage who are there, leverage these people, because they even though they might be big, scary corporate companies, might think that they're really nice people that are working there. It's not like that. And they actually care about indies, and they actually care about pushing it out there. So definitely get that out there. So as I said before, don't be afraid to ask. And this is really for not just publishers or console people, or maybe even Game Devs of Color. When you're going to shows like this, going to maybe like playcrafting shows, ask. Just say like, hey, can I get this booth here or whatever. Definitely do that. And take advantage of all those console marketing opportunities, okay?
So just to kind of wrap up here, this is an iterative process. Not every step's going to be a home run. You might need to stop and rewind and say, hey, we got to like step 4, for example, a few years ago. We had, we even had a failed Kickstarter. Rolled back to step 2, kind of reset our strategy. Like I said, this is a long-term plan. Things will go wrong more often than they go right, but as long as they go right, that's all that really matters.
Yep.
All right. So just to close out, we like to develop, we also like to talk to people, so please do reach out to us on our Discord, Swimsanity. We are probably talking up there more than we need to. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, Decoy Games. Thank you guys so much for listening. We are also downstairs, so come by and play, talk to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Keep it going for the cats at Decoy Games.